painted with bright colors, and stacks of books are waiting to find their place. My heart does a little jump at the prospect of the bookstore reopening, but then my gaze is drawn to the big heart on the window again. Inside it, also spray-painted, someone, presumably the new owner, has written, "Valentine's Day is coming." I only got rid of my Christmas tree last week. Always a bit of a sad event, not only because I love the coziness of Christmas, but also because soon enough, and the evidence is already glaring straight at me, I'll be reminded of how society believes it's awful and pitiful that I'm single. It's bad enough already that my mother thinks so, although she has gotten a bit better at hiding her dismay. "Can you believe this?" I mutter under my breath, my words visible in the small cloud that emanates from my mouth. But Hemingway doesn't care. He just wants to get on with his walk. "We'll go in a second," I reassure him, not that he understands. I look past the ridiculous drawing and words on the window and try to see more of the store inside. Mrs. Fincher, who ran the bookstore until she retired last summer, always had a recommendation for me whenever I came in, and I did often. The closing of the old bookends left a gaping hole in my schedule for a long time. But Mrs. Fincher, especially after Mr. Fincher passed away, hated Valentine's Day as much as I do, and she would never have disgraced her store window with a ludicrous drawing of a heart. In fact, I'd wager, if she were to walk past right now and notice it, she might have a heart attack, just like her husband did. "This is basically a health hazard," I say, but Hemingway still doesn't care. He has calmed down now and sits quietly by my side, glancing around. I see some movement in the shop. A young woman, she can't be older than Jaden, my nephew, is hauling a big box. The sight of another human is enough to make me back away from the window and continue my walk swiftly.
2. Zoe. "Someone weird was just looking inside," Brooklyn says. "They hurried off as soon as they saw me, though." A future satisfied customer, no doubt. I have to keep my own spirits up as well as my daughter's. There isn't much else in this town, so sure, Mom. At least Brooklyn's trying today, as opposed to yesterday when I could barely get her out of bed. The move from Queens to upstate New York is much harder on her, especially because it's happening in the middle of the school year. Things have not gone down the way either of us had planned. "It will take some time, sweetie," I repeat. It seems to have become my mantra. "Things will change for you as soon as you start school again," I add in my head. If I were to say it out loud, it wouldn't go down well. The changing of schools is still a very sore subject, which I do understand. Brooklyn looks around the store, which is a mess. We only removed the shutters last night. The first thing I did this morning was paint an obnoxiously big heart on the window. I refuse to let my lonely heart make me cynical, or I can at least pretend that it doesn't. "Bet you gave up your cushy Amazon job for this," Brooklyn says on a sigh. "Come here, mija." I hold out my hand to her. She just stares at it. I bridge the distance between us and take her hand in mine. "I know this is hard. It's the middle of winter, Mama just left, and we're in this brand new town where we don't know anyone. But..." I pull her a little closer. "You have me, your mom, and we're going to make the best of it. That's what we Perez women do. And you know what? In the end, it will be amazing." "If you say so." She hugs me back a little, which is the most I can expect from my 15-year-old under the circumstances. "Once the store is open, we'll meet lots of people." Which is why I want to get it ready for opening as quickly as possible. I had hoped to be able to open for business in a few days, but with how things are looking right now, it might actually take a couple of weeks. "God knows what they'll be like." Brooklyn grumbles it more than says it. Her hand is still in mine as I lead her to the window. "Look at it," I say. "Isn't it picture perfect?" Brooklyn just shrugs. Maybe I did ask too much of her. Maybe I should have stuck it out in Queens and everything it came to stand for until she finished high school. I look out the window, taking in Donovan Grove's Main Street. There's the diner across the street where we will go for lunch later, after we've unpacked a few more boxes. There's the hardware store and the mini-mart and the bakery, all filled with people we've yet to meet. A happy mother will always make for a happier child, I repeat.